up, everybody? Alex Fishbein back again with another Fish's Friday rant. And this weekend, it's All-Star festivity time, man. It's going to be a great weekend. It is going to be fun to watch. We have a lot of things in line to watch this weekend, a lot of interesting things going on, a lot of Hall of Fame things, all that kind of stuff. And as a little bit of a fun fact, the last All-Star shirt or jersey I bought is this one right here. And if you're wondering who it is from his Sixer days, it's Drew Holiday. Now, obviously, as a Sixers fan, that's the last All-Star I really got to appreciate. And but we got the Sixers have some younger guys coming up that are looking pretty good. Noel and Okafor are in the Rising Stars game. Noel actually just dropped out because of an injury, but that's beside the point. So we're gonna go through the All-Star events from like first one up to last one up, and I'm gonna give you some predictions and why I feel the way I feel. So the first one, obviously, the NBA Celebrity Game. That is 7 p.m. tonight, and you got the Team USA against Team Canada thing. You have Kevin Hart coaching the one side, Drake coaching the other. I mean, the coaching aspect right there, I think, is going to be hilarious. Just having Kevin Hart going up against Drake. I mean, Drake can be a pretty funny guy. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there who might dislike his music, whatever, but the guy can be pretty funny. If you saw that Super Bowl commercial with Drake, with the whole Hotline Bling thing, you gotta admit that was pretty hilarious. But I think that they're definitely gonna show like Hart and Drake going at it, like yelling at each other as well as yelling at their players, saying like, "Hey, you gotta do this, gotta do that." I think that'll be really funny to watch. And if you haven't seen a lot of the media day today for the All-Star, Coach Pop was asked, how do you feel if you're going to get showed up by Drake this weekend in coaching abilities? And he's like, me and Drake are tight, so we're not that competitive with each other. Coach Pop continues to be the greatest. He's hilarious himself. His humor is just amazing. But anyway, my prediction for this, I think Kevin Hart's team will win, and I'm gonna give like my first guess for MVP for this game, and then I'll just give like a backup guess. So my first one, Nick Cannon. I just want to see Nick Cannon win MVP because it'd be funny to me. Obviously, on Twitter there are going to be tons and tons of drumline jokes going around if he does either something bad or if he does win MVP. There's going to be tons of memes, everything with his drumline stuff going on, and I am looking forward to that. I think that will be great. Twitter will be alive and well as usual, and it'll bring laughter and joy to everybody. But my backup guess is Elena Delle Donne, just because if you know me, I'm a big Elena Delle Donne fan. I think she is amazing. Her skills on the court are just ridiculous. And I want to see her cover Tracy McGrady on the other side. I think that would be pretty funny. I think they're pretty close to the same height, if I remember correctly. But that would be pretty cool to watch, and I think she also has a chance at getting the MVP. So, the next one after that is the Rising Stars game. We have Team World against Team USA again. A lot of big young names, a lot of big names in the younger crowd of guys in this game. And I think the MVP of this game is going to be Karl Anthony Towns. I think that he is just going to show his prowess on the defensive and offensive side of the ball. A lot of times these young guys will go at it in the second half, and I think they'll put on a pretty exciting game because there's a lot of names out there that just a lot of people would like to see. I mean, you got Okafor, you got Towns, you got Wiggins. You even got like guys like Marcus Smart, Elfrid Payton. There's just a lot in there that people are definitely going to enjoy watching. and that it should make for a pretty interesting game. I mean, you even have Kristaps Porzingis in there too, so there's going to be a lot of guys who are have been entertaining so far this season that a lot of people will like to see in this game, and I think Team World will take it. I just think with Wiggins, with Towns, with Porzingis, I think they have Moutier as well. I think Team World will be able to win this one, and Karl-Anthony Towns will take MVP. My backup MVP is definitely Porzingis, because I can see Porzingis putting on a show for everybody to watch. Just from what he's been doing in the season, I'm a personal guarantee that he has at least 2 putback dunks. Like this, I mean, the guy has already had numerous putback dunks during the season, so if there's less defense and more of a chance for guys like jacking up shots, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for putback dunks, and he seems to always be there anyway, so it's just giving him more of a chance to be there now. Anyway, moving on to the skills challenge. This year, we finally have the addition of big men as well as some of the guards. Obviously, the defending champ is Patrick Beverley, which surprised a lot of people in winning that last year. You got Isaiah Thomas in there. You got DeMarcus Cousins. You got Draymond Green. There's a lot of big names in this skills contest, and it's... The addition of the big men, I think, is definitely what will make people watch it a lot more than last year. Obviously, it's still pretty difficult because there were a lot of guys who couldn't really do it. And John Wall was asked about it during the media day, and they were like, what's the hardest part of the skills contest? Like, do you have advice for any of these guys doing it this year? And he said, the jump shot is actually pretty hard. He was like, well, I couldn't shoot back then, and he laughed about that, made that joke. But he was saying how, when you have nobody on you, when you're in practice, whatever, it's easy to just make a jump shot. Like, everyone knows that. It's not that hard. But when you have the timer going, you're focused on trying to go faster, 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 and beat the guy who went before you or beat the guy who has the best record, then you get a little pressure, and you have a lot of people watching as well as trying to fight the clock. So a lot of guys tend to rush things and become overzealous about it because of the whole stopwatch and all that kind of stuff. So that will be something to watch. I think not Draymond Green. I think DeMarcus Cousins will take this. I am seriously hoping Cousins takes this because, he was talking about how the big man is underappreciated, all of that kind of stuff for the All-Star game itself, and I think he'll come out kind of with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, he'll still have fun with it. He's not going to take this as like the NBA Finals, but I think he's going to go out and try and show the guards that he can do this along with them. And I really hope there's a thing where it's like the big men face each other, the guards face each other, and then the championship, a big man faces a guard, because if you intermingle the two, like for the first round and so, I feel like a lot of the big men will be eliminated. But if you have them as like the winner of one category, winner of the other category, and then bring them together, I think that would be a lot more entertaining. I'm not really sure. I didn't see if they posted like the rules to it or how it's going to work yet, but hopefully it works in that way, because I think that'll be a lot more entertaining. Well, so, all right, in that case, if it is that way, I'll say Cousins wins the big man division, Isaiah Thomas wins the guard division, and then they go at it as former teammates, because that would make for some great TV. They even asked Isaiah Thomas what if he does have to face Cousins, and he was like, yo, our friendship's on the line because I'm trying to win. And I love that kind of thing. Like, you can still be friends and have a very a good competition out of it. It's just nice to see the guys, not having to worry too much about this kind of thing and just go out there and still compete, but also have fun at the same time. After the skills competition is the 3-point contest, which should also be interesting with the Splash Brothers. You got guys like Kyle Lowry in there, Chris Bosh, I think James Harden was in there. I don't remember. But there's a good crop of guys in there. Now, all right. Obviously, for good reason, everyone is picking Steph Curry to win. And if they're not picking Steph Curry to win, they're picking Klay to win. So I understand that both of these guys are huge 3-point shooters, and they both are the top 2 for 3-pointers made. And I understand picking them to win. That's obviously a good pick. It's an easy pick as well. But I think as a dark horse, and I'm going to pick for the winner because I just feel like being different. I'm going to pick Kyle Lowry. I think now Kyle Lowry is third. The last time I checked, he was third in 3-pointers made in the league, behind the 2 Splash Brothers. So he's been getting his 3-pointers up there as well. And his shot has constantly been improving since the beginning of his career. His 3-point shot has been improving since the beginning of his career. And he's been looking quite confident out there this entire season. Obviously, it's going to be hard to beat Steph and Klay. Those guys are 2 of the best 3-point shooters in the league. But I think Kyle Lowry has the best shot at that. And that's why I'm going to be different. I'm not going to roll with the rest of the pack. I'm going with Kyle Lowry for the winner because, like I said, I just want to be different. Everyone's saying Steph or Klay, and I think that Kyle Lowry has a big shot at winning this 3-point contest. So, dunk contest. We got LaVine, Drummond, Barton, and Aaron Gordon. Obviously, LaVine is a great dunker. He's got some great creativity with the Space Jam thing from last time, all that kind of stuff. He's the defending champ, and rightfully so. Aaron Gordon has a lot of bounce to him. Might be a big guy, but he's got a lot of bounce. Will Barton, I think, could definitely come up with some crazy stuff. Barton can fly. The only one that kind of made me say, like, what? Why are you in the dunk contest was Andre Drummond. No, nothing like against him. But I just think that, I don't know, I don't really see him as like one of those flashier dunkers. He can get up there, but I just don't really see him as like one of those centers who can really get up enough for some kind of flashy kind of dunk. Like I don't see him like a Dwight Howard type, and I don't see him like when JaVale McGee, like dunked the 2 basketballs in 2 hoops, that kind of thing. I don't really see Drummond like that. And no disrespect to him, like I'm really curious to see what he can come up with, but I'm not going to pick him as a winner for the dunk contest. I honestly think Aaron Gordon might win this one. Zach LaVine, obviously, especially after, I think it was Karl Anthony Towns tweeted that he was at LaVine's practice, his his rehearsal for the dunk contest, and he said that it was crazy and people are going to go nuts for it. And that gives me a lot of hope for the dunk contest and getting back to, where it used to be, where everyone used to be like, oh, the dunk contest is amazing. Like it's lost a lot of its fanfare and just value over time, just because like everyone's done pretty much all the dunks that you can do. But it gives me hope that LaVine is going to come out with something crazy. But I just think that Aaron Gordon, with the way he can get up, with the bounce ability that he has, I just think Aaron Gordon can pull off something nuts, just because of also how big he is. I feel like a big reason JaVale McGee had that whole dunk in 2 baskets thing. I mean, he had a long wingspan, so he could reach out for that kind of thing. And, Dwight Howard with that whole foul line Superman thing where he reached out and kind of threw it through the hoop. There are certain aspects that play to big men that might not to the smaller guys. But I just have this weird suspicion that Aaron Gordon's going to come out with something nuts, and he might win it with whatever that is. It's just this weird gut feeling. So my prediction for the dunk contest winner is Aaron Gordon. Now, we move to the main event, the All-Star Game, East versus West. everyone got voted in, everyone's there, blah, blah, blah. I think the West will win this. I do. I think the West will win. I think it's going to come down to a very, very close score. I'm saying the West is only going to win by at most 3 points. At most 3 points. Obviously, like, first half, there's not much defense played. And in the second half, they actually get after it and play some real basketball. But in my opinion, your 2016 NBA All-Star MVP is going to be none other than Kawhi Leonard. Now, I know it's a weird pick. Like, I haven't really seen anyone pick Kawhi Leonard as their All-Star MVP, just because there's a lot of other guys who are flashier, who can do some crazy stuff, who can put up some crazy three-point stats like Steph Curry, stuff like that. But I think in the second half, Kawhi Leonard's defense is going to show through. He's going to get some steals, some blocks, and he does lead the league in three-point percentage. So I think he's going to get some threes, and I think he's going to get some pretty big dunks. A lot of people don't really think of Kawhi Leonard as much of a dunker. I mean, he doesn't like dunk all that often, so that's an understandable thing to think. But this guy is still very, very athletic, and he can get up there. So I could see guys like Curry and Westbrook in them throwing up some crazy alley-oops for Kawhi Leonard, and I think that Kawhi could definitely take the game over in the second half. So my prediction is going to be Kawhi Leonard. My backup prediction, now if I get the backup prediction right, I'm just saying now I'm not going to like gloat about that kind of thing in the next episode because it wasn't my original prediction. It's just like kind of like my runner-up. But my runner-up is probably going to be Kevin Durant. I think he'll show out too. I think he'll be able to get his shot up there and he'll have a good night. But he's my backup. But my number one prediction, Kawhi Leonard and the West wins by at most 3 points. That's it for me this week, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of the Fish's Friday Rant. Make sure you check us out on our website at www.basketball-society.com and our Twitter at @bballsociety_. I am at ThatKidFish. That's Fisch, just like the name in the title, Fish's Friday Rant. And I will see you guys next week, and we'll go over what predictions I get right, if I get any right. So thank you guys for listening to another episode, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.